I would not want premarital intimacy with any woman, even if they wanted to. That's because I want to remain in the vibratory frequency of love. Here are 5 ways to do that. Starting with number 1, you engage in meeting your basic needs and you're fulfilling your desires of self-intimacy, getting off, and then meeting your desire for power, which is through exercise, which is through creative works, getting a sense of accomplishment out of the work you do. All of those energies, you can call them the chakra system, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that all gets you activated up to the heart chakra, the sense of where you can start to do things unconditionally and think in a consciousness that does not require other people's input and external validation and sources of confirmation or approval. Number 2, this is a commitment to yourself and your future spouse right now. Just repeat these phrases of I'm committed to my spouse. Every time I go around in public, I'm not worried because I know I am in the vibration of love, and that's the consciousness of wanting to be in the vibration of love with somebody else. And even if it doesn't even manifest in this lifetime, it's about creating a culture of this, a society where it's consciously loving and sustainable. Remember those words. Whenever you debate, people will say, oh, you think it's wrong to engage in premarital intimacy. Oh, what makes you think you're so great, or that you can impose on people's freedoms. The freedom to engage in destructive or just hedonistic activities of using drugs and everything, because that's what premarital intimacy does. It creates attachments with people who there isn't already an established respect, and it's not love. And so challenge people. If they think they're so confident in their position, say, hey, do you want to do a video interview? Public, right? If that's their truth, then they should be confident enough to share it. And so number 3, you want to have a list. Because what love is actually a list of values that you have for yourself. A list of things that you must and must not have in your life. For example, my spouse, or for that matter, my spiritual brothers or sisters, they must practice veganism. They must not have pets. The pet thing is because I don't like anything coming in between me and another human, and pets by default can't choose to be vegan, and pets to me interfere with the worship of a woman's body and her flower. It's just too much noise. It's too much uncleanliness. And this is just an example. You can see I'm passionate about it. You may be passionate about pets and insist that, hey, if this person's going to be my spouse, they should like cats or whatever it might be. But you rather than being offended by hearing me speak my truth about that, get your truth locked down. And maybe it's too much for me to ask for all my spiritual brothers and sisters to not like pets, but veganism, I would, that's an expectation of them. Avoiding premarital intimacy, that's an expectation. And that's probably the number 1 value I have, because regardless of whether animals are happy or not, we need to have a society where humans can trust each other, because the 95% of the good people can't get along unless we can trust each other to not seduce each other, not seduce our sisters and our brothers and our daughters and our sons. And so point number 4 is that these people that you love, these are people that if you left the earth, you would feel okay if they replaced you. And because they're going to perpetuate and create the same lifestyle and with the same values that you yourself liked. But here's another thought, and that's especially in the context of men, who they're supposed to be the ones who are leading the families with their masculine energy of giving to their families, and that leadership energy, that they have to be following something too. And a lot of times people say, oh, it's a religion, but it's something that you could say it's a love frequency. It's a vibration of, oh, I'm focused on this. And for me, that religion is something that it's in the physical realm, because even though I believe we are pure consciousness, we are only one unity, we are alone. And by the way, it's better to vibrate in a love frequency alone than try to pretend and try to make it work with someone, and you don't, and it does, but it's not a love frequency. So that means you have to lower yourself. The whole point is you don't want to lower your frequency, and it's better to be alone and in that frequency than in a lower vibration with somebody else. And so, being that we are unity consciousness, in a way, we don't have to worry about anything, because we are all that is. We'll incarnate into another lifetime, another species, another planet, another solar system. And that's the magic of the universe, of us. But this love is a science. And just like the science of compatibility, and just like how science is logical and rational, and it can be a platonic assessment to vet somebody. So you have a list, right, of your expectations of who they will be and your values, right? And then you can present this list platonically, not on a date, which is unloving, because you're supposed to appear in public together if you're officially a couple, if you're officially, in love, if you've committed for life, and the commitment is transcending of the physical lust, because it's like, what's more important, premarital intimacy or marriage, and then using that intimacy to connect yourselves, rather than have all these confusing attachments and unwanted memories with unwanted people. If we as men want to have a pure woman, then we ourselves have to be pure and not be seeking any premarital intimacy or having these weird double standards about how men should be able to be promiscuous and women can't. It doesn't add up. And so we're creating a culture of love. We're creating a culture of self-knowledge. And don't worry, if it doesn't end up working for the human experience, it'll happen elsewhere in the universe. But the biggest thing is knowing that your frequency of love is more important than your thinking that maybe you need it from somebody else. And it's possible that women may not be able to do this themselves. That's why it's man figuring his self and then woman.